Welcome here. I think it's really great to be here in front of this huge audience. And I would like to tell you something what we are doing right now and what we are planning for the future. And in H2O, we are developing software and a lot of software. And it's a specific software to support machine learning experts, data scientists, and users who would like to do predictions and some forecasting. And we started with H2O, open source H2O. It was the tool which we started 7-8 years ago. And right now we have the third generation or fourth generation of the H2O because we started from 0 generation. And around this tool, we built full ecosystem of the different tools to support machine learning expert, data scientists, and users. And we also built a new product line, which is called Driverless AI, which is also to support and automate data scientists and help with the product with putting the models to the production. And you will see a lot of tools during the next 2 days, but I would like to tell you something about the future, what we are planning. So for the open source, it is H2O free, which is the open source product developed by a team of Michal. And in the last year, they put a lot of additions to support expert data scientists. You will see on the slide, there's like isolation forest, improvements in GBM, improvements in GLM, there is some support for the system stuff, different connectors. But what we are planning is more stuff, more algorithms, more improvements in the specific algorithms. And there is a key point in this stack is that we are really driven by you, by the users, by the customers who are asking for specific features, for specific algorithms, specific improvements, because they are dealing with the real life use cases and they are pushing the boundaries of their models, of their exploration. The part of H2O free, there is also AutoML. And AutoML is really using the power of the open source H2O. Not only the machine learning power, but also the computation power. H2O free is fully distributed, fully parallelized. So AutoML is just a nice addition to have. And we are just simply integrating the models which are putting to the open source H2O. We are integrating with AutoML and putting then more additions. The example is, for example, target encoding, automatic target encoding. How we can derive the features from your raw data. Also, there are like additions, for example, give you the insights what AutoML is doing inside with some kind of the report of the log. And the last addition, last product which I would like to mention for the open source roadmap is sparkling water. The sparkling water is another example how we deal with the community. And we know that community is using Spark, and sparkling water is the way how to run H2O algorithms, or how to use H2O algorithms on top of Spark. And you can combine H2O models with Spark pipelines. And what we did in the last year, or what Kuba, who is leading the effort, what he did in sparkling water, is keep product in sync with H2O and Spark. So we are supporting the latest Spark 2.4. We are supporting the Spark pipeline API. We are planning some improvements in the pipeline API. We support the Driverless AI models in the sparkling water, and we like to be we like to be better citizen in the Spark ecosystem. And that, for example, means that we would like to integrate with Spark Free and with the project which is called Hydrogen, which in fact bring additional ML frameworks to the Spark ecosystem. So this is just future of open source, just a few examples where we are heading. And you see this is the open source is really focused on expert data scientists, the people who know how to use the tools, who understand the algorithms, and who knows how to interpret the results which are producing. There is the second product line or second ecosystem, which is Driverless AI. This is the latest addition to our product staff, and this is led by Arno. Arno, our CTO, you will meet him in a couple of minutes, and we did a lot of stuff, a lot of great stuff. We automated a lot of stuff, a lot of data science operations, like model building and feature automation, put there to the product. We also put a lot of integration stuff with the state-of-the-art algorithms, TensorFlow, XGBoost, LightGBN. We put there support of time series. We put there also support how to deploy the models in production, how to deploy the models and the lambdas. We put there, thanks to Megan, we put there project which is called Autodoc, which generate report about the stuff which we are doing inside the product. And for the future, we would like to distribute the stuff. We would like to support more users. We would like to enable the sharing, enable the exchange of the models between the users. We also would like to improve our story for model deployment. So right now we can deploy models, we can represent the models, and we are bringing, we call it C++ module runtime, which bring us to different kind of the production scenarios, to the edge devices. It brings us closer to the Python. It also brings us some, I call it downstream tooling, how to visualize the data science pipelines which we are building. And for the future, we would like to put there more data science specific stuff, image support, unsupervised learning support. We would like to also converge the platform. So right now, we are using limited power of H2O free inside the Driverless AI, but we have the plan how to enable Driverless AI by using H2O free and sparkling water. So this is one part of the Driverless AI ecosystem. The next really important part, which Sri already mentioned, is MLI, machine learning interpretability. Again, lot of work went to this part in the last year. We put there many algorithms, K-Lime, Loco, PDP plots. We put there, we try to communicate with the user our findings, what models are doing, how the models are behaving, and we like to improve that. We like to improve the experience. We like to put there more tooling, which we know that people are asking, the people who are really asking the real question in production. So we put our ultimate vision is to have the model debugger and model test suite that we can validate the quality of the models, and also the way how to generate the model which is compliant with your context, with your industry. So there's the ultimate vision, and Patrick Hall, who is leading the project, will be speaking about that in more details. We are also part of the Driverless AI is Autovis, Leland project, where we are trying to give the insights, what we are doing, what's in your data, and not only not common insights, but interesting insights. And the plan is just to make it better, more interactive, more actionable. That you can see that if there are outliers, you will just ask the tool, okay, remove the outliers, or give the hint to the Driverless AI that there are outliers, and Driverless AI recipes, algorithms will say, okay, I can see the outliers, I know what to do, and it will do some clever optimization. So this is the part of the Driverless AI ecosystem, and there is still a lot of work in our partner space. We are partnering with different companies, with different partners. In the last year, we put there a lot of cloud offerings. Open source and Driverless AI platforms are usable in 3 major clouds, Azure, Google, and Amazon. We put a lot of data connectors from Minio to S3, Amazon, standard system stuff, and we are planning more. You can see their partners, which we are planning for, Blue Data, Parallel, KX, Alteryx, and you will see tomorrow few stuff from their stack, what we are doing with Driverless AI, what they are doing with H2O, and how they are integrating our tooling. And the last thing which I would like to mention, which is like let's say the latest addition to the ecosystem, is data augmentation. And this is the project which tries to augment your data with some third-party data. And the whole idea is that if we know that data are useful, it will be probably beneficial for the end users that will do this augmentation in automatic way and say, okay, if you augment the data with weather data in Chicago, you will have this lift in your accuracy or in your prediction power. So this is another project which we are developing and will be integrated with the product closely. And behind all these projects, all these components, there are a lot of people. You see the current state of H2O makers, and you see that we are distributed. We have a distributed team. There are a lot of people in the US, there are people in Canada, since there is a headquarters in Mountain View in California, but we opened last year office in Prague. There is right now 16 people, but there are additional people in Europe, in Germany, in London. We have people in Chennai, in India, and people distributed around the world. And we would like to grow. We like to grow and support more products. So this is our planning for the next year, double the people in the remote offices, and see how we can build more interesting stuff to support users, to support you in production, to support you to build interesting models, and to improve your predictions. And I think that's all from me, and I...
Team is on the growth. And thank you, Michal.
Okay.
Michal joined me about less than 6 months into starting the company. So it's been a true grassroots product of the company, and he's now assumed the leadership of the engineering team. It's been quite a journey for quite a few of the H2O team, but under his leadership, we've also expanded globally. The teams are highly collaborative across the globe. In Prague, for example, you walk in, you have the same exact kind of culture as here, trying to replicate that kind of flat wall thinking, where the best idea thrives, and there's a bit of a relentlessness in the team. Do you want to say anything about how it has been in the last few years?
Yeah. So, as Sri said, I started a long time ago, and I went through all the stages from the company, from the 4 people, 5, 6, 7, 10, 50, 100. And it's really great to see how we are changing, how we are growing, how we are motivating the people, how to develop the stuff. And like we have this teacher maker, so everybody is making stuff. There is like a lot of ideas, a lot of prototypes, a lot of like really cool things. We just need to make them real and expose to the people.
Every week at H2O we have a product fair, a maker fair, where folks come together, show off what they've been doing over the last few weeks, and then some of those ideas survive, and the ideas that get past our filters get into the products. And some of the product you're seeing is actually a function of all of that collaboration. So it's really exciting times to be in AI, and nothing more exciting than joining a team filled with makers and a culture of innovation. So as we start evolving the innovation behind the products, we are seeking more amazing talent to join us. So thanks, Michal. People from Arno Kandel, who's leading the chart in Driverless AI.